If your brand isn't connecting with people, it probably won't survive. So if 2020 taught us anything, it's that people value connection and relationship more than anything. And having convenience and having access to things is vitally important, but people want to know that you care. People want to know that you value them. So I just got off of a call of a Zoom meeting with my marketing team, and we were talking with a client, and one of the things that came up was we were talking about content, and we were like, if you're not developing content, then it makes it that much more difficult for us to help you connect with your audience. But then I also interjected and I said, but I don't want it to just be content, right? It has to be meaningful content. If you want people to connect with your brand, if you want people to engage with your brand, and you want to build up that presence, and you may even want them to buy, because you are a for-profit business, or even if you're a nonprofit, you still have something that you're offering and you're trying to bring them in. So if you want to do that, you have to create value. You have to provide value. In this decade, as things are continuing to shift, as things are continuing to progress, we're going to see a major shift in brands being much more connected with people. And that's going to require brands to possibly remessage or even re-identify, to redevelop their brand strategy so that they can be more people focused. They have to take a look at their brand, figure out its personality, and then redevelop its voice so that it can start to target and market to and speak to those people that it's trying to reach. One of the things that I tell my clients is just, make sure that when you are speaking, that when you're talking, that when you're thinking about, when you have all these great ideas, and it's so much that you want to share, so much that you want to talk about, think about it in a basic, in basic terms. Think about it in basic levels. Like, I wouldn't come out and just say, we need to figure out your KPIs or identify what your KPIs are, or what's your brand archetype. I'm going to break those things down and say, let's take a moment to discover what your brand's personality is. I look at brands like they're people. So as a small business owner, maybe you're on the come up, maybe you're still working some things out, but you haven't made it to the level that you know that you can make it to. You haven't gotten there yet, but you're still figuring out, how do I market? How do I reach my target demographic? Is it figuring out personas? Yeah, that's a part of it. That's a big part of it. Is it, leveraging social media channels and talking to people through social media? Absolutely. Maybe you need to do a webinar, but those are more tactics. The persona starts to get closer to what we need to identify. We need to look at what your brand, or what I would encourage you to do, is to look at what your brand has to offer, what it is that that you're trying to portray. What's the message of your brand, so that you can be clear when you go to market yourself.